Hi everyone, it's Alan Lepofsky from Constellation Research, and I am here at the Quip Lounge at Salesforce Dreamforce 2018, where just a few hours ago, Quip had their big kickoff keynote talking about all the new features that they're bringing to their live document editor. Now, those of you that aren't familiar with Quip, it's really one of these tools that in the collaboration space that is trying to solve that problem I talk about so often around context, where you're switching between different applications and you're having to have conversations in one place and files in another place. What Quip does is it creates what I refer to as a digital canvas. It's a place where you can add both the content and the conversations and your colleagues all together in one place. Think of it as bringing together sort of the world of documents and spreadsheets, and the big news is what they introduced this week is now the ability to do slides. Now with Quip Slides, the problem they're trying to solve isn't really like creating big keynote presentations like you would do in a PowerPoint or a Google Docs. Instead, what they're focused on is all of those use cases where you really want to tell a story, where you want to, share information with your colleagues during a business meeting, or maybe you have a status report that you want to present to an executive team or your board of advisors, and you really just want to have that layout, that content on screen. And what makes Quip Slides different is that ability to co-collaborate like you can in some products, but they actually make these really interactive. You have the conversations directly in place with the content. It can be about the slide itself, it can be about a specific object on the slide. Now they've also created two different interactive elements. So they have what they call feedback. So you can create things like polls or questions, things that you would traditionally do in a survey, but you can do them directly on those slides, which is a really great way to gather feedback. One of the things I find the most interesting about Quip Slides is something they call engagement insights. And what this allows you to do is actually see slide by slide which people have viewed it, how long they spent on it, when they interacted, where they made comments, etc. So say you have a 20-long slide deck and you're kind of wondering, well, which one are people interacting with? Where are they asking questions? Which ones meant something to them? Where have they added comments? You can actually see that very easily with this visual indicator. Now, as a content creator, I think that's fantastic to be able to sort of get that type of feedback directly when you're creating these slide decks. So my main thoughts around Quip is that it's an incredible addition to the Salesforce portfolio. They really bring a collaborative element to content creation, and the value proposition is that it can integrate with those other Salesforce systems of records. They now have documents, they have spreadsheets, they've added slides, and if you think about the competition, if you think sort of in the Microsoft world, obviously we're all familiar with the Office suite, it has collaborative functions, and Microsoft also has Dynamics, which sort of competes with the systems of record in Salesforce. But to date, they haven't really done a whole lot of integration between Dynamics and the Office suite. Quip has made it very simple to bring in data from a system of records, so from an opportunity or from a CRM record, and display that directly in those documents or spreadsheets or slides. And you don't have that layer, that easy layer of seamless transition between Dynamics and Microsoft Word or PowerPoint. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, you have Google Docs, which does a great job of collaborative editing and creation and sharing of documents, but Google doesn't own any systems of record. They don't have opportunity records or support records and trouble tickets or CRM records. So Salesforce and Quip kind of is filling in a spot in between those tools that do a lot of collaborative features and those tools that do a lot of ERP and CRM features. They're really the only one that's kind of bringing those worlds together currently. The new refreshed user experience, I think, is a nice step up. They've done a great job, and the addition of slides is really nice. Now, the only challenge, not the only challenge, but a major challenge they have with Quip is something that I've talked about for the last few years at Dreamforce, every year when I sort of review Quip, is that it's hard to define what it is. Now, employees are used to using the tools they have. They know what they do with email. They know what they do with Office. They know what they do with a chat tool. Quip is a different beast. Quip is the ability to bring all of those things together, to create your content, have your conversations, and even now with slides, display your information all within sort of the same tool. So one of the biggest challenges they have with Quip is explaining what it is, how powerful it is, and what people can do with it. So as Salesforce can continue to sort of tell that story, something that I call digital canvases, I think we're going to see adoption grow, and I think we're going to see users get more and more used to using a tool that brings together all of these different elements, helping provide context, helping speed up the way people can do meetings and make decisions and deliver information. So it's really all about that speed and that seamlessness and that getting rid of the lack of context, or I guess I should say bringing together context, making it easier for people to get work done. Well, this has been Alan Lepofsky discussing Quip at Dreamforce 2018. If you have any questions or feedback or comments, I'd love to speak with you about it. Thanks a lot. Bye.